So the other day, I got to see one of my favorite authors, best-selling children's author and women's studies author, Matt Walsh, speak live at U of H. And how'd it go? U of H, no place for hate! U of H, no place for hate! Yeah, pretty good. Welcome to Rumble Book Club. I'm your host, Michael Hernandez, and this is the show where a normal guy like me could talk about interesting books I've read, old and new, good and bad. So if you like the show, you like the content, you like the books that I talk about, then subscribe right down below and follow us on social media on our journey to share awesome books with awesome people. We are in mid-October now, so I think this is the perfect time to bring kind of a Halloween-themed book. So today we're going to take a look at one of my all-time favorite books, Night Shift by Stephen King. This 1976 work contains 20 of Stephen King's best short stories to keep you up at night, and I gotta say, it really does the job well. Looking at the aesthetics, I have the Signet paperback, which takes a green approach with an interesting kind of eerie photo with the skeleton there. I find it pretty fascinating, but moving on to the readability, old school King has a really hard edge to his writing, which is easy to process and terrifying to contemplate after you're done reading the story. This particular printing has a bit of an issue with smaller font. As you can see here, the wording is a bit oppressed, but other than that, the readability is really smooth. So as far as the readability goes, great score, 9 out of 10. Now let's take a look at the content, and my goodness, this is some heavy content. King released these stories as a collection in 1976, and to this day, regardless of the fact that he's written dozens of short story collections, novellas, and novels, I still consider this his strongest piece of writing, and this might be one of my all-time favorites, right up there with his novel, It. Each story has a cutting edge that keeps you gripping the book and just dying to find out what's on the next page. Some major stories include Jerusalem's Lot, a story which inspired the full-length novel Salem's Lot, which has kind of a vampire theme. Graveyard Shift, from which the title is kind of loosely named, which is an absolutely horrifying one. And Trucks, which became the inspiration for the film Maximum Overdrive, also directed by Stephen King. He considers it a filmmaking failure of his, but I thought the movie was kind of charming and pretty cool, and AC/DC got to do the soundtrack, which is awesome. The Ledge is a riveting story that has you holding your breath every sentence, and Gray Matter honestly will have you double-checking every drink that you take for the rest of your life. Battleground may be one of the most creative stories, and I think one of the coolest stories I've read yet, and kind of has almost like a Toy Story vibe gone wrong. And The Children of the Corn became the inspiration for multiple Hollywood films. Some are good, some not so good. I honestly think one of the scariest stories from here is called The Mangler, which is about kind of a rampant piece of factory machinery, and the ending just has you kind of jaw dropped. It's really great, and this as a collection is an all-around savage piece of writing. I mean, this book has you at the edge of your seat from the very first page all the way through. I honestly think the slowest story is Jerusalem's Lot, but even that one has like this really subconscious eerie feeling as you read it. It kind of has you holding your breath. So regardless, through and through, this book is just sheer terror, and it's a perfect Halloween read, a perfect October read, and I absolutely love it. So as far as the content goes, perfect score, 10 out of 10. I got this book from Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble really is kind of my go-to store, that and Half Price Books, and you could still find it to this day at Barnes & Noble, and you can honestly still find it at just about any secondary store, because Stephen King's work is everywhere. It's almost impossible not to find Stephen King's work, even at a garage sale, for Christ's sake. So go out and get yourself a copy. I highly recommend it. It's a great read no matter where you are or what you're doing. I plan on taking it back out with me to go hunting, just to sit there and be scared to death out in the middle of the woods. So the book is Night Shift by Stephen King. Great short story collection. Go out and get yourself a copy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go read something. Hey RBC fans, if you want to support the show and our mission to share great works of writing with the world, scan the barcode to make a generous donation, and if you donate $50 or more and leave a book title in our comments, I'll even feature your book choice on our next episode.